Through every note, every performance, the arts connect us. The arts connect us through joy and through awe, bridging cultures and generations. From intimate theaters to the grandest stages, the arts bring us together, reminding us that we're never truly alone. When we experience the arts, we experience each other. Kentucky Performing Arts. The arts connect us.
Hey y'all, I'm Attica Scott, former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Watch Nights.
We will continue to provide updates as we have more information.
Former Kentucky State Representative, and you're joining me today on State Watch Nights.
First of all, I want to say shout out to my colleagues for showing up. Ken Herndon. Where's Councilwoman Herndon? Okay, can both of y'all stand up? You all have anything that you all would like to say? You're more than welcome to come up. We are your council members. Pretty much everybody here, we serve y'all. Donna has District 5, I have District 1, and of course Ken Herndon has District 4. Okay, so predominantly the West End is what we serve. The entire West End, between us three, we serve. Donna has pretty much deep in the West End. I have gone all the way out to Walmart, all the way out to Ragged Road. So I touch a little bit of the South, okay? But I appreciate everybody for showing up. You know, showing up is like half the battle right there, showing up. It's hard to get people to show up, giving up their time. I always said the time is the only thing that you don't get back in life. So I want to say thank you. Thank you for trusting my leadership. I appreciate that because it's not easy to allow others to lead you. You know, a lot of times we don't want the black to lead us, but we follow suit. You know, when a white person's leading us, I just say what needs to be said. You know, as soon as this, yes sir, we ain't doing it no more, right? We can take our own communities back. Nobody can police our neighborhoods better than us. We got to live right? I know some of y'all don't like the stuff that I say, but oh well. You know, I know I'm the truth. So, but I want to say this. I have to give a shout out to my major, because I'm going to tell y'all when it comes to color, what somebody looks like or any of that, I can call him in the middle of the night. Let somebody pass away in my district. Guess who's calling my phone? My major, Major Miller. Call me the police, call me whatever you want to call me. Guess what? When I need 911, when I got an emergency, or when anybody in my neighbors, anybody call, guess who's coming? Major Miller. I want everybody to give a shout out to the major of my district, Major Miller, who's over back in the corner. Major Miller, you got anything you want to say? Hey, y'all.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Have a good holiday. Stay safe out here. Merry Christmas, folks, kids.
Hey, y'all, let me tell y'all something real quick. So shop with a cop. Let me tell y'all about shop with a cop, because there was some misleading information that was put out there. And one thing about me, I like to learn stuff right? Straight up. Tammy Hawkins don't pick no kids for shop with a cop. That ain't what I do. Y'all got to call the school counselors. Some things I can't put on Facebook because I'm in a leadership role. I can't. So I can't clear up certain things on Facebook, right? But I don't do shop with a cop. Guess what? All of that money was from private donors. Each kid got $500 to spend from private donors, right? Those kids' names did not come from Tammy Hawkins. They've been doing this way before I even thought about Metro Council. that guy over in that corner, he leads that initiative, not Tammy Hawkins. We partnered. My office bought donuts, coffee, and cookies. That's it. Right? So if you want to know something, just ask. I'm an open book when you come to me like you got some sense. Straight up. That was not. I wish I could have $30,000 shot for God. You know, but that was for $100. It was donation. So, you know, we want to give a round of applause to our police department for spearheading that and getting $30,000, you know, to take a lot of our kids, you know, and Jefferson County Public Schools counselors. So those that are in need, I recommend you to reach out to the school counselors, okay? They're the ones that give the officers the name of kids. I don't see them until they show up. I don't even meet them until they show up. So, this is our 5th meeting. And when I tell y'all the data, the information that we have gathered from you all has been very powerful. And we're collecting all the data that we collected, all the information, brought us to our last meeting of the year. And I will say that from just a few community meetings, I had a group of community members that stepped up and said, we got you, from all over. It wasn't Tammy didn't go handpick over here and run the Park Hill and this, All of them just said, we want to help. We knew from the time that we started out in the church till now that people was going to weed out, right? And they did. So I'm going to show you all, after everybody weeded themselves out, what we ended up with. So everybody that is a part of race, could you stand up, please? Or could you come to the front, please, just really, really quick? And y'all, they got me this shirt. I just threw it on over top of my, you know. So, race was formed out of community meetings that we had. I didn't pick race, you know. I think race picked me. Race said, I got your back. Whatever the community wants to see is what we're going to do. So, with that being said, I'm going to hand the mic over to the gentleman who I know everybody seen me on Facebook. I was running around like a mad woman over in Victory Park, knocking on his door. He told me, don't come for me no more until you know for sure that we're going to do some work. I don't play about this work. I left this man alone for a long time and he jumped right on board. He said, unless you serious and we're going to do his work, leave me to where I'm at. And the day I knew, I said, I'm sick of it. Let's go. I'm sick of the city continuing to put people that don't look like us, who've never walked in our neighborhoods, but won't tell us what we need to be doing in our neighborhoods. Absolutely not. Right? So that's Norman Parker, better known as Coonhead. So he's going to tell y'all about race, a little bit about race, and take it from there.
All right, thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna start by saying thank you, Councilwoman Hawkins and Councilman Herndon, for just allowing us this space to get together, to come together, and you know, try to put something together on behalf of the community to address some of the violence that we see go on. And I first want to start with, how did we get here? You know what I'm saying? There was a void that was left in the communities that we all come from, and the uptick in the violence is the main reason that all of us decided to come together and join together to take on and really try to address some of this violence that we see. And I want to start off with, and I don't see him, but Richard. Is Richard in here? Mm-hmm. Okay, come here, man. So I've been, you know, I sit back and I watch, I sit back and gather a lot of my information from Facebook too. And one thing that I've been watching, man, was, Rich has been going through, talking about the decades and the numbers of homicides that we've been having each decade. You know, I see we go in and talk about how violence is down. You know, but I think one of the key factors that's left out of that is the protest with Breonna Taylor, right? So we have this citywide, well, national protest that went on, and you know, me personally, I feel like the police department took a couple years off, and so we see a rise in violence in every category. We see a rise, and that was part of the numbers, you know, part of the cause for the numbers to go up. And so now we're seeing them come back down, but they still had alarming numbers. And just to put it in comparison, I'm gonna start with, from the year 2000 to the year 2009, we had 542 homicides. From the year 2010 to the year 2019, we had 754 homicides. And as of right now, from 2020 to going into 2026, we're at over 800 homicides. So the talk about the numbers going down, we're trending upward when it comes to violent crimes in our communities. You know, and I just want to put that as a starting point as we start this meeting. And so with that, Councilwoman Hawkins did a call to action at our community meetings. And there was a lot of us that decided to take it upon ourselves to, you know, step up to the plate to try to take on some of the violence that we see going on. And so with that, RACE was formed, and RACE stands for Real Alternative Community Engagement. And we just feel as if we have to be the ones to lead us out of this. You know, the time for people coming on the clock, getting a paycheck on behalf of our communities, you know, we feel like that the community has to be the one to step up to lead the change, right? Like people coming in and leaving when they get off the clock, that's not lasting change, right? So we have to be the ones to take on the initiative. And then part of with that, you know, we have these organizations with people on salaries, and one of the main things they want to go in and do is collect data, right? They want to, everything's data driven. We want to collect data, but all data is our life experience, right? Like they're collecting what we go through on a day-to-day basis. And who knows that more than us, right? We don't need to collect our day-to-day experiences and analyze it because we live it every day. So therefore, that's why I say it's going to take us to lead us out of this. And so with that, I'm going to read our mission statement. So our mission statement is, our mission is to empower youth and families in urban communities through community-led holistic intervention and support. We bring together influencers and credible messages with real stories to motivate change, provide prevention, and reentry support. And I want to stop right there and just touch on the reentry support. If I could, where's my brother? Come here for a second. So, just to touch base on reentry support, right? This is my brother. This is my older brother, and I'm gonna put him on the spot for a second. I know he won't matter. But my brother, how long you been home, bro? How many years?
7+.
My brother been home 7+ years. He was gone for over 16 years, and has not one run-in with law enforcement since he's been home. And since he's been home, he's took it upon himself to come back into the community and give back to the community through his life experiences, and and one thing that we believe in is that our behaviors are learned behaviors, right? So we feel as if we can give these kids something different to look at and something different, other than what we've seen growing up, then maybe that they'll take a different path, right? And so we come together to give our stories and give our influence to the younger generation to lead them down a different path. And I'm gonna let them say a few words if you want to.
Yeah, you put me on the spot, but how y'all doing? I sat back in my cell and out of nowhere one day I saw this man on the TV, right? And I'm looking like, I have to listen to him. I'm like, where did you get this at? And I'm paying attention to what he's doing, so you motivated me from the cell, you know what I'm saying? Like, you put that fire in me from in the cell, like, I wanted to get home, but when I seen what you was doing, it was getting the community back, you know what I'm saying? And so that sparked a change in me before I came home. So I'm out here now and I'm living it with you, you know what I mean? And what better father than him? You know, that's my little brother. I raised him and he's raising me, maturing me. So, you know what I'm saying? Whatever he got going on, man, whatever he's with, I'm with, you know what I'm saying? And I'm following through. Simple as that.
So, like I say, the main thing that we believe in is that it's got to be led by the community. And I ain't gonna take up too much time on the mic, man. So, yeah. So I'm gonna hand this out to Dre, man. Let him get on to the next topic.
I appreciate that, Pooh, man. Can y'all give a round of applause for Pooh, man? Honestly, I just met the brother. I heard his name for several years, but just met the brothers. After getting to these meetings, kind of, sometimes the reputation precedes yourself, especially when you're from a certain environment. And what I can say about the brother is that he did elicit some change in his community with the community led. Wasn't one of those that they got a grant and nobody could help and this, that, and the third. He galvanized the people in a way that honestly is inspirational to us, to all of us. We kind of did the same thing where we from as Pooh Man did down there where he's at. So it kind of made sense that individuals like ourselves come together. It makes too much sense, We are in the Race Collective. My name is DeShondre Waters. I've been here since the beginning of Race. And I know Pooh Man told y'all about who Race is and what we are, but I want y'all to focus on several key words. One of the key words is community-led. Absolutely remember that. There is no real change can be made in any place without the people who are truly affected and live that. So that's that. And then credible messages. We kind of come up with some terms. We got MVPs. MVPs are people who are reasonably close to people out here who can influence change. They become credible messengers when these MVPs really start taking on and becoming the change that they want to see. They start embodying the things that they talk about. And then they become technicians when you sort of, like myself, when you become a person that embodies that change, but when you get some of that technical learning and trainings and all of that stuff. So we want to focus y'all on credible messages and community-led. You know what I'm saying? We happen to think we're credible, not that anybody else isn't. Real alternative community engagement, y'all. Real alternative community engagement, not an alternative to anybody else, but an alternative to the BS and crime that we see in the street. So over these past 4 months, this is more than just community meetings. It was a gathering of minds, you know what I mean? So as to see what it is that's on your mind that we can help with illicit change. In August, our meeting was a community listening session, and in that listening session, we talked about problems. Problems. Everybody always seems to have problems. To 2025, 1991, we talked about the same problems. You dig what I'm saying? We continue to talk about those problems. But what that August meeting led to was a September meeting where we not only talked about problems, we voiced some of the things that we seen could be solutions. Not only from us, it's from individual sections. With solutions with housing, solutions with transportation, solutions with wellness, solutions revolving around parenting and violence prevention. Because we understand that everything isn't violence, but all these things could be a platform that lead to violence. If I ain't got nowhere to go sleep at, then I might pull out a pistol and go rob somebody to make sure the rent get paid. You know what I'm saying? If I ain't got no transportation or my parenting skills aren't up to par, And I can't deal with my adverse childhood experiences, and I just passed my trauma down to my son. He be in penitentiary like I was. You dig what I'm saying? So we have to deal with all of those things. So after that, we left from problems and solutions, and in October, we talked about community trust. And community trust is kind of how we got to gauge on what is a credible messenger. What makes you credible? And why are you the messenger? You know what I mean? And then which one of these organizations, or out of all these organizations, because there's hundreds and hundreds of nonprofits and grassroots organizations in the cities, but who do we trust? And why? And then also, who do we not trust? And then why we don't trust them? Because sometimes we got to check ourselves. We be not trusting people for not doing the things that we should have did in the first place. How not trust you for come clean up my neighborhood, but I ain't got up and done nothing? How can I not trust you for not disciplining my kid when I ain't disciplining myself? You know what I mean? 1 and 1 equals 2. And a lot of times I think us as a community, we want people to do certain things, but we don't want to hold ourselves accountable. And in certain rooms, especially when I'm filled with rooms of my people, I feel like it's time that we could air our dirty laundry. Maybe this is not the space, but we kind of know what we be at, people. We know what we glorify. We know what we pass down. I know a litany of people that make $20, $25, $30 an hour, big houses, their kids are good, but they still pick up the gun and they be shooters and sliders. And we ain't realized that we just passing down the mindset. Yeah, you make some more money. Yeah, you ain't in the neighborhood no more, but you pass down that same mindset. Then your son is just like his father and your nephews and his granddaddy. We got the same people from 1970 to 2025. That don't make no sense. And at some point, we got to hold ourselves accountable. So we make sure we trust ourselves. Look in the mirror. Make sure you trust you as you show up. And then last meeting, we were talking about measuring success. That big phrase, what's key performance indicators? We talked about what success would look like. Not only on the data-driven point, but from a practical standpoint. I said success will look like me walking down the street and young men feeling like they can speak to me. When older ladies walking down the street and they're grabbing if my granny's grabbing her groceries going up to the house and 3 or 4 of these young men walk down the street, somebody helping my granny with her groceries. That's a key performance indicator. And I know that ain't gonna help them make a determination whether or not they're gonna give us some grant money, but we know what's up. You know, I come up under the wing of Dr. Eddie and Mr. Norman, and where I learned that violence doesn't work 9 to 5. Just because you got off of work don't mean violence is gonna stop. Who gonna pop up with a little homie? He might not come to this session right now. He might be at the dice game. Can you slide to the dice game? Are you willing to go catch him at the club when they're doing what it is they need to do? And I think a host of these people that stand behind me, and also some of y'all in this crowd, a lot of y'all, actually, that's why y'all continue to be here. Meeting after meeting after meeting after meeting. Y'all got the prowess and the willpower to do those same things. And we want to let y'all know, as the race initiative, that we ain't just doing nothing on our own. Everything is with y'all voices. We always talking to people. I'm outside every day, all the time. Shawnee, Dirtbow, up east, down here, over there, community events, at the park, 15 kids over here, 20 over there, with Aaron on the bus stops. Same thing for Lee, same with Harlem, Michi, Pooh Man, Ashley, all of these people up here. Everybody is engaged, y'all. So make sure y'all know that if you got something to add tonight, please raise your hand and say it. We are dealing with trying to make solutions based on the back of what the people think. And we just up here representing y'all. So I appreciate that and pass it on to the next person.
Okay, I want to recognize one of the Race Collective board members that came in, Jillian Webb. She is a board member of Race has a board, and nobody sitting up here is on the board except Norman. The board makes decisions for Race, and Race Collective talks to the board, kind of keeps the board informed. That is how they are structured. So I will say this, we're gonna do a raffle or two here in just a second, but I want to talk to you all just a little bit. I want to say thank you to my colleagues, Councilwoman Purvis, And, Councilman Herndon, you know, there was some funding that was available, predominantly for the West End. And we was able to get that funding for this collective to do some work. So I want to say thank you to them. They could have pulled back and said, no, they probably wanted to, because they probably got sick of me. But also, they also got funding, for, was it Russell East? So, yeah, so Russell East also got funding, but their funding, did they go through OVP? Okay, yeah, their funding went through OVP, so OVP will be doing that work, and hopefully, if there's anyone out here, I see a lot of organizations out here. If you would like to partner with Race to do this work, there's gonna be a form. Just fill out the form, you know, who you are, what your organization is, what type of work you do. So you can partner with this group, because this group cannot do it by themselves, right? So, I mean, it's just some small funding that we have now, but it definitely, they've already been working without funding. So just imagine now that they do have funding, you know, what they can do. So I want to say, clap it up to my colleagues. You know, it takes more than 14 votes. And, you know, I really fought hard for funding for these guys to do this work. So, and also they got some philanthropy dollars. They had some private donors that seen them continuously show up to these meetings and was like, hey, I want to take a chance on this group. And they also donated some funding to them. So you will see them in your neighborhoods, and if they are not, pick up the phone. Okay? So I'm gonna pass it over to Ashley, right? Yeah, back to Dre.
All right, y'all. Listen, we got a few young people up here. Everybody is in the team. As you can see, he's probably older than me, and he ain't, but he look like it. So you know how it goes. And, these are my brothers, man. These are this guy Chauncey right here. I just want to make sure we shout him out, man. He been rolling with us since the beginning, especially with Hope by Hope, and even with the Race Collective, making sure he runs programming with us, engaging these young people day in and day out. Monday and Wednesday, Village West, and Tuesday and Thursday with Justice Involved Youth and high-risk young people, or we call them high flyers now been East End, even on Saturdays, you know what I mean? He ain't getting $1, but little brother's there every day, bro. We appreciate it much love. And some of these young people right here up here have been engaging with us as well. These are not grown, these are grown men, so my fault, y'all. But they're not kids that have been out of high school for a decade plus. They just got out. They're instantly, right after they graduate, looking to give back. And instantly, while they're still in school, looking to give back. So one thing that I tell the kids when we're doing entrepreneurship, you ain't gotta wait till you're 21 to start a business. Do it right now and tell your mama what's up. Call me, and if you can't call me, I guarantee you'll be able to get in touch with Lee. Lee will help you go ahead and start the business tomorrow if you're real about it. And we said the same thing with these young people. Y'all want to make a change right now? Hell, y'all to change. We know when to get out the way. One of the problems that I've seen in our community is sometimes older men and older individuals don't know where to pass the baton. It ain't saying that we don't appreciate you no more, OG. Sometimes your method just don't make sense no more. You know more of the people than I do. Why would I stand in the place when I can place you right there? You did what I'm saying? And or help lead you in the direction. And then these young brothers right here, young Trill, they are at our programs every day. They there before we get there. They know how to get into the facility. They are there every day. They're making sure other young men are coming. So we just got a few questions that we're going to ask y'all first. So when I ask y'all a question, if you feel like answering the question, just raise your hand and just, man, let us know your name and your age. You know what I'm saying? You can ask a question from there. So my first question, though, will be to do simply because you're a little bit older before I get to the young men. Why do these young guys, why do they wear masks? What is the issue with these masks and everything? Why everybody got on the mask all the time?
Yeah, good question.
Huh? Nah, you ain't got to do all that.
I feel like I feel like the young guys wear masks because, I don't know, it's kind of crazy because, like, I got an 18-year-old son, so when I see him wearing his ski all the time, I'm asking him what he had it from, or what's he afraid of, and he tell me he just liked the style. So I kind of see it from outside the box or whatever it's called, or whatever. But yeah, like it's crazy because the young generation, like the older generation, my people above me wasn't setting good morals and codes for us. They like it was negative, so therefore we did negative things. If we would have had more positive people in the community, we probably would have been something other than me going to jail or doing stuff and all that. But to answer your question, I don't know.
And that's the whole thing. He's still reasonably close. We 40. We fairly young, and he can't even know exactly why these young people wear the masks. This is exactly why we got the young people up here. So, young brother, tell me why y'all wear masks.
First off, my name is Tammy Thurston. I'm 18 years old. Okay, well, like I said, my name is Tammy Thurston. I'm 18 years old. I just graduated from Central High School this past year. I'm a freshman out here. But to answer your question, the reason why these young boys is wearing masks is because they see their friend doing it. 9 times out of 10, they put on the side, and that's just the truth. They only know what they're taught, though, so can you really be mad at them? And the answer to that is no. Because then you got 3 people like us, my brothers, we all 18 years old, we all got our own business, and we the ones who come from the hood, live from the hood, but we just chose to do right. So you only see what you taught. A big part of it is family. When you don't have a strong family behind you or a good support system, it's easy for you to fail. And a big problem is the fathers. A shout out to my dad, and I always gonna say that every time I get in front of the camera because my dad taught me to, go to work and make something out of yourself. So that's what it is. It's a lack of fatherhoods. It's a lack of the mothers. It's almost scared to say something to their kids. So we know what the problem is, and time and time again, we getting up in front of her. We trying to figure out the question. We asking the same question when we already know. So that's my whole thing is we 3 people who's doing it, and it's more than just us. And but we're all doing it. We got our clothing brand. We're known for, and we're doing stuff like this. I can get up here and speak in front of y'all the same stuff again, but if we're not making no change to it, then it's just a waste of time. After this meeting, what are we going to do then?
That's right.
To answer your question, I think it's a mix of both things. It's some kids out here, some people out here, teenagers who feel like they do have to wear a mask. They feel like they have a target on their back, and that is like a form of protection for them. But it also is the other side where it is a facade, and they doing it because their friends do it, or they see this person do it, and they easily influence. So I think it's a mix of both of those things to answer your question. And also, after that, no, I do have to go. But I appreciate all y'all for being here and y'all dedication to and commitment to bettering our community.
Appreciate that. We got one more real quick, and because I know we talked about this a little bit earlier, and you just happened to have one on, and you didn't even know what the question was gonna be on the way down here. But so I'm gonna let Skrilla. Well, you go ahead.
How y'all doing? My name is Skrilla. I feel like people wear masks to hide their image or hide their face to be seen. At the same time, it was made for a style. To me, it's a trend. You feel me? You can grab a ski mask or toboggan. Most of the people around me probably gonna grab a ski mask and a toboggan. You feel me? That's where everybody's going, wearing a ski mask. Cover your whole face. At the same time, it's the person that's wearing the mask, not the mask. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, sir. Round of applause for my question. So we got a litany of answers, y'all. We got a litany of answers, and out of that litany of answers, one thing tend to remain the truth, that it's a trend. Every one of them that got on the ski mask ain't one of them dudes. But as Skrilla just so eloquently mentioned at the end, it's about the person that's under the mask. You know, some of those young people do have those masks on because they have done things. They done things when they was 13 and now they 17 and try to get right. They still don't know how this stuff that's going to affect them from 2021 is going to come back and deal with them in 2026. You get what I'm saying? And I got another question for y'all real quick. The question is like, what does success look like to y'all? We talk about violence prevention or violence intervention. What would success look like to you?
My name is Keyshawn Johnson. I'm 18 years old. I also just graduated from Central. I'm enrolled in Unionville. Success just looked better than yesterday. Pace of perfection and pace of progression is two different things. We'll never be perfect, but we could be better. I feel like what we're doing in this room today, I want all of the young men back there to stand up. We just the people, us and them, is who we making these decisions for in these rooms. And we tired of the decisions being made for us, so give us the platform. Allow our voice to be heard. Invest into our youth. And when we mean invest, it don't always gotta be a major amount of money. Invest your time. Invest the ear. Be a shoulder to lean on. Just be a listening ear. Just be there. Be present. But be intentional. Allow young people to have a voice. We understand that y'all went through y'all experiences, and yeah, like, y'all been 18 before, but our 18 is different than y'all 18. Y'all experiences is different than our experiences. We in a whole different time. Everything we can spread our message on Instagram. Y'all had to go beat up with y'all friends on the phone. Y'all was playing hot stuff. Different thing. We posting TikToks and we CEOs at 8 years old, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real difference in the timing. So understand what the change is. Understand when to pass the baton. Like Dre said at the beginning. Know your moment. And just allow these young men and these young women to have a platform. Let it be a partnership instead of you being over them and overseeing them. Enhance their growth and their gifts. You feel me? Don't put it in a box. Don't be like, I want you to be here, so this is where you gotta go. If a child got an opportunity and a gift, do whatever you gotta do to plant that seed in them to make it go as far as they can go. You feel me? They might go farther than you. But it's not for you to be better than you, it's for you to be farther than them. Absolutely, I see why we're going to be young brothers, man. Yeah, most certainly. Absolutely. But that's kind of what we want, though. You know what I'm saying? We ain't afraid of truth. I think all of these people are here because nobody is afraid of the truth. Everybody wants the parts that people think is out of their head said out loud, y'all. Because we understand, as with any addiction, if I don't accept that I'm addicted, I can't get over it. You can do all the shit you want to help me, but if I ain't ready to help myself, ain't nothing you can do for me. So we want to make sure we're in the best place when these young people, like they are, ready to take over. Here, it's yours. This is your world. The world belongs to y'all anyway. Okay, so answer this question for me real quick, young Trill. Do you feel safe in your community? So what would make you feel safe? But that would be success right there. He said success is just doing better than yesterday. So what could possibly make you feel safe in your community?
Keep it real. Say it. We here to learn from y'all.
Yeah, stepping up to being men. Just growing up for real. Like people who be like, they be childish at the moment, but people who really grow up.
You think just individuals growing up a little bit to help make your community a little bit better? Yeah. So So more people to push you to a positive direction rather than the other direction. And that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And it makes sense because we know how it is, man. I know how easy it was, you know, when I asked homie, can I get a quarter? I ain't have no money. But when I came to him with $300, he ain't say, "Lil Dre, go play basketball." He's like, "Here, let me get that 300. You did what I'm saying? And if you run through that, I got something else for you. It was really easy. I ain't gonna tell you not to go get no money. Well, damn, I wish you would've. It might have saved my son some trauma. I didn't think about that a lot. I used to use those same terms when I deal with young people. Like, homie, I ain't gonna tell you not to go get no money. But then again, I had to think about it. Yeah, I am if it might cause you to die. Do I love you getting more money? Do I love you respecting me as a big uncle or OG more than I want to see you alive? These are the questions we gotta ask ourselves, especially as the influencers and OGs and motivators. Misha, you got any questions that you want to ask these young people?
Yeah, I got a couple of them.
Yeah, here you go.
So we had this conversation earlier. I'm familiar with a few of y'all. What do y'all think about what a platforms look like for y'all? As far as if you had these people support you, what would y'all do to provide curriculum programs for yourself?
So if you didn't know already, Resilient Household Bosses Not Bankers, we partnered and hosted a quarters of kickback this past Thursday. And stuff like that would be a change in what people need to see. Just how y'all out here for gun prevention, not saying that you should have been there, but it would have been stuff like bro said, if you show your presence, that would make a change. Yeah. So just doing stuff for the community, being there, us being 18 on the right track and just showing that, we're not just talking the talk, but we live it. You seeing us in these rooms, but you also seeing us at the park. The ones that they call that, you see us with them. We always won. But just doing stuff for the community, if we're doing the right thing and it look cool to do, they'll tag along. Our numbers, like just go in, you say shrinking the numbers. So they, like you say, you only know what you talk. And once you see it right there, more than likely you'll follow. If it's 10 people in the room, just hypothetically, I'm not out to get 10 people. I just need one. And then if I do it again, I got 2. So the more we stay consistent and the more we do it and showing our face in the community, that's what's gonna bring us. I'm not here, because I was once, like bro, he always been speaking of him, always taught me, it's not always about now, it's always about the future. And I was once like, is it really a way to change the community? Like, is it really? The answer to it is no. But if you can get one, you get another one, then it's just a higher step of reaching your goal. So I'm not out to get another one, I'm to get enough people. And once I get enough, they'll follow. So that's what I want to kind of elaborate on.
The biggest thing is unity. In these programs, we didn't let money get so far to where the true passion and purpose of these programs have drowned out. Mm-hmm. Everybody chasing the grants and the money. And it's just about the money. It ain't about the kids no more. It's, you feel me? How can I get this grant? How can I get these kids to come here to sign this paper so I can show this to these people that's giving me this money? But I thought your true passion was to make sure these kids had a safe place to be in a program and a platform. We got the answers. Every time y'all walk in these rooms, y'all say the same thing over and over again. Y'all know what to do. Stop letting the money come between y'all. It's about these kids, it's about the future. Y'all done had y'all time. That's just the truth. That's the God-given truth. Y'all done had y'all time. That's how time is. So, you feel me? Put it in our hands. We know what to do. We the ones living it. How can y'all make decisions for something that y'all not going through? It don't make sense.
So this is what we've been talking about. We gotta do a raffle real quick. What's the score on the Steelers game? Now, this is my Christmas tree winner. If y'all been paying attention to the Christmas tree, so she came here on time to get her money. I'm just making her wait it out. Okay, so the winner is 703-239. Had to build it up right there. That's 239-703. 239. Somebody cuffed that ticket. That's behind you. Are we drawing again or no? 703? No, 239. Okay, we got one more. 703-172. That's my bingo. 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 Y'all wanted a bingo last week, didn't you? That's all I love. We doing cash over 20 seconds. Is that it? We got another one. Is that it? We doing another one? I got a couple more. So look, with y'all heard? We got one more. Y'all listening? We got another question right here. Okay, so being that I know your daddy, and do you think that the guys in your neighborhood, you know, seeing your father or stories you've heard about guys in your neighborhood, do you think that you can receive a change from somebody from your community that's been through what you're trying to go through, or do you think you can get that from somebody that hasn't had experience?
I feel like you get it from both of them.
Do you think they should bridge the gap? Like he said, working together. Do you think?
Yeah.
When working comes together, it's going to build a stronger and more supportive community.
That's the only way for us to be better. Is to understand both sides of it. We need the people that's not going through it, but also we need the people that's going through it in the community. And that's at all levels, from all ages. You feel me? Like we need the ones that have the experience and you feel me, give us the game and wisdom that they've been through, but also the new knowledge of what we're going through that y'all haven't even been able to experience yet because it's a new time. So we gotta bridge together. It's the only way for this world to really have some type of impact on the communities and bridge and like any type of violence prevention that we want. That's how you gotta do it. You gotta make sure that everybody win on each side.
That's what I kind of meant about having parents in the room is that we want to do something for the kids, but they under their parents' household still. So if your parent is went through trauma or whatever, like you said, like Dre said, passing it down, whatever Dre is, passing it down to your kids, they ain't doing nothing but going through the same thing you did. So just how we in this room back today should be the same thing for families. You know, and the ones that's going through. You know, what they said, like I said, it's kind of just as simple as that. It really hurts me to get up here and kind of say the same thing, and like we gotta hear the same thing over and over again, but we already know. Like, we gotta put them in the room. Once they see it, we build from that. When we start, we gotta start from that. Just like when we walk in, we know this, that it's papers asked, and who did you come here for? That doesn't matter. We're here for one thing.
This is my last question. I'm letting them split it up so they too can answer. What is your parent's job? What is the job of a parent?
To make sure I'm straight, to take care of. It's a good question because I'm a parent myself.
Did you teach your son what you want?
Nah.
That's what we're going with.
So I feel like a parent is to lead their child in the right direction, not the direction that they came and grew up from, so they can see something different.
You got to be vocal on this one. So his question was, what's the job of a parent? What's the job of a child? Your friend got a job, what's your job? They gotta hear you, so that you know,
Be respectful. Do what your mama say you do. Your people say. That's it. Goes good.
so they know what the hell they doing.
Supposed to be a better version of them.
I will repeat it once again out of this whole million times, because I know who your daddy is. If you're a street guy and you raise your son to be a street guy, you failed as a father. Hold on to that, okay?
And can we get another round of applause for our young people, y'all? Hey man, I know it's kind of all sorts or whatnot and not as clean as it should be, but that's how these things really go. You know what I mean? If you plan on coming to a program, and especially one of our programs, and you see us engaging with these young people, it ain't gonna be like a classroom. Everybody ain't gonna be sitting still at no desk with their legs crossed and their hands. Nah. See, this week might be about wellness and how to eat well, but something traumatic might have happened to one of them yesterday, and we gotta talk about the real stuff right now. You know what I mean? That's kind of how our programs look. Well, homie and them didn't know what they was coming down here, what questions they were gonna be asked. We just said show up. We usually ask them to show up on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturdays. They showed up on a Monday. Then my truck stayed in the shop. I couldn't go get my truck. We had to get 3, 4, 5 different cars, get them on down here. Because that's what it looks like sometimes. Improvising. So all of those things that y'all see as key performance indicators sometimes don't be mattering to us because we're talking to them. All right? Make sure you're talking to them and understanding what it is that they want to hear. We appreciate y'all, and we appreciate y'all for being up here. Continue to go, continue to grow. All of those things y'all saying are true. Make sure y'all respect y'all elders and be the influences that y'all want to see change. And coming up next, y'all, so we can get on out of here, we got community key performance indicators overview. We got Ashley's going to come up here, and she's going to talk about the practical key performance indicators.
Healthy Business Connect Us empowers families to thrive through holistic well-being, early child development, and accessible health care.
We are committed to fostering connections, knowledge sharing, and support networks that enhance the physical, mental, and emotional health of children, parents, and caregivers.
By building bridges between healthcare providers, social services organizations, educators, and families.
We aspire to create a world where every child experiences a healthy and nurturing start.
Setting the foundation for a brighter future.
We are rounded out on the end, so I'm gonna keep my piece short, but essentially I am going to talk about everything that has come out of the past 4 months so that y'all are able to see that. If you've been here or if you're not, we're gonna recap that today and what we have synthesized from everything that we've gained, and then like briefly, but if anybody, actually we're gonna do like a little old school. We just gonna do I'm gonna ask for a show of hands if people agree, and we'll keep it moving, and if we get to the end and we can throw in some commentary, we'll do that, but y'all know how we do when we get to talking, so I'm gonna keep it limited. So we started off with 10 committees, I believe, and we narrowed those down because a lot of them had synergy between each other. So we ended up with wellness, housing, parenting, violence prevention, and community-based resources. When we talk about community KPIs, this is just what you all told us that you want to see come out of each topic. So when we talk about wellness, youth and families having safe places, trusted people, and real support, not just being looked at as referrals. When we talk about housing, a lot of what came up in the meeting is that people are stuck with housing situations because of past mistakes or decisions or circumstances. And Stacy was able to give us a lot of context into that. We talked about expungements and different solutions, which we'll get into on the next slide. But essentially, we do not want people stuck in bad housing situations or without housing because of things that have happened in their past. Then we have parenting, and what came out of parenting over the past 4 months is that one, we need families healing together. and that just came out of the youth panel as well. And then parents having proper support with basic needs is another one, and we just heard that again from the youth. So I love that we got the youth saying what the adults have been saying over the past 4 months. I love that. And then last was JCPS advocacy, and y'all, we spent a long time talking about a lot of issues that we see with JCPS. So that was a big one that came out of parenting. When it comes to violence prevention, having real credible messengers. And we spent our last meeting talking about what does it mean to be a real credible messenger, and how do the kids see that? How does the youth see that? And we touched on that today, so I love that too. Also, reaching the highest risk, or our high flyers as we call them, so that we can address those root causes to prevent violence. And then community-based is our leaders to stop working in silos. Everybody got their own little cliques, their own groups, instead of collaborating and working together. So that came out of the last meeting. And then also another thing that came up today, us being the village that we want to see. We keep talking about, oh, it takes a village, it takes a village. But if you mad because somebody corrected your child, how we gonna have a village? Right. So that was another one that came out that was community-based. So I'm just gonna do a show of hands, especially for y'all who have been here month after month. Do you agree that these are the things that you have talked about and that you wanted community leaders to understand when we talk about solving issues for our community? Show of hands who agrees that these are in alignment with how you feel. Okay, that's not a lot of hands. Raise your hand if you feel like this is not in alignment with how you feel and what you see in what you think you need in your community. Okay, so y'all just went raising your hands. So I'm gonna ask one more time. If you can vote if you have not been here. Okay, I got y'all. So even if you have not been, but I just got to see who's been here, so thank you. If you feel these are solutions that are in alignment with what you need in your community, raise your hand. Okay, I was gonna say, come on, guys, it's one. All right, I like that. So, and then how do we measure success? And I swear, y'all, that success is right down there when I created this. We're gonna know that. So last meeting, we talked about KPIs, right? And y'all keep hearing this KPI, key performance indicator phrase. All that is what does success look like in a boardroom? That's all that word means. So these are the things. Now we're getting into the data that we talked about, right? But we don't even want to call it data. We don't want to convolute this meeting with those terms. This is how we measure success. So when it comes to wellness, we are measuring success by the number of safe spaces that we create, the number of male participants. In the meeting last month, we talked a lot about men showing up in wellness spaces, right? So we specifically have male participants under how we're measuring successful wellness. The number of culturally informed providers. Nobody wants to go to a therapist who they feel like cannot relate to them or cannot understand what they've been through. And we talked about that a lot in the last meeting when it came to re-entry. You don't want to, if you just spent 10 years in penitentiary, how you sitting across from a therapist who don't even know what that's like? So that's why that's under there. And then we have the number of returning youth participants, because it's not enough to just get them out once. We need them to keep coming. We need them to keep doing wellness activities, whether that's therapy, whether it's cultural awareness or exercising or basketball, whatever it looks like for our kids and our youth and our communities. So moving on to housing. The number of second chance landlords engaged. And what that means is that if you have an eviction, I'm still gonna rent to you, and I'm not gonna charge you 2 or 3 times the normal deposit to make it to where you cannot access housing. Number of housing placements, and Miss Stacy was our star right there. We was, how many people did you place last year? And we was, knocking her down with the questions, but we're gonna be counting how many people have we been able to place in housing. The number of expungement referrals complete, because we know that background checks are a thing when it comes to housing, and that is a barrier that prevents people from being housed. And then how many participants remain housed after 6 and then 12 months? So that'll just be follow-ups. We don't want to just get people housed and then they end up in eviction again and then they're displaced. We want to make sure that people stay housed. Moving on to parenting, the number of family engagement tools given. Last month I shared one of the suggestions that came out of our own parent committee was just give parents free board games. People want to do things with their kids. They either don't know where to start or they don't have the resources. So that's why that's up there. We got the number of families participating together. The youth touched on that today, y'all. We cannot keep pushing programs and resources on these kids and we're not helping their parents. They're going back home to situations that you might not even know that they're navigating, and you're expecting them to take what you taught them in 1 hour and go and change their whole life. That's not realistic. The number of JCPS support referrals complete. Angela was in it. We teamed up on that meeting. That's when our groups came together. We heard so many stories about parents who have reached out for help time and time again in JCPS. They are not getting it. And then number of families with repeat attendance to the engagement events, and that's just a repeat. Again, it's not enough to get people out. We need people to keep coming. Moving on to violence prevention, the number of real credible messengers trained and deployed, and I feel like today we've already touched on what we see as real and trusted, so I ain't got to go into that for the sake of time. The number of high risk or high flyers who are actively engaged. The number of safe spaces that we create for our high flyers and our high risk or our high risk youth, and then the number of youth with positive behavior changes. And I won't dive deep into the metrics of how we measure that, but we are going to be measuring what their engagement looks like and how their behaviors are changing over time. And then last but not least, we got community-based. So the number of trusted community partners that we're working with, the number of active collaborations, because again, we have people working in silos and not coming together. The number of joint shared referrals between those partners. And then y'all, we got this community feedback score, and that is one that I'm gonna elaborate on just a little bit. We're going to have a community scorecard. Everyone in these meetings, everyone in the community will have access to that scorecard, and y'all are literally going to grade the work that you see us doing. Like Tammy said, if you don't see us in your community, say something, because it's a problem. You should see us. You should see race. You should see your council people, you should see them. Anybody who calls themselves a community leader, if you don't see them in your community, you will have an opportunity to grade and tell us what you see and what you don't see. And I think that's what I love about the plan that we've put together the most. So, summing all of this up, how many of you, show of hands, whether you've been here or not, show of hands, how many people agree that this is an accurate way to measure success when it comes to this violence prevention work coming out of this community meeting? It's a good start. Okay, I like that. All right, well, y'all, we promised that we was gonna be on time today because we know we've been keeping out here till 8, 8:30, 8:45. We're not gonna do that today. And I heard that they trying to watch this game, so we're gonna get on off this mic. But I want to personally thank everybody for showing up, for coming out month after month, and helping us develop this plan. What you will see next, because that's everybody's question, right? Like the youth said, okay, we have this meeting, but what happens next? Next, and before I even say that, I have to thank the Councilwoman and the Councilman. Yeah, y'all give it up for them because not only did they host these meetings, right? But when we said, Tammy, we don't want y'all just having meetings and don't nothing happen after, she said, well, what y'all gonna do? What y'all gonna do about it? And so we came together and we said, we are gonna be the ones that lead this charge. We putting it on our backs and we're gonna make sure that we don't come in here and nothing happens after. So all these people that you see up here who are a part of RACE, they stay committed. Y'all gonna have some trials and tribulations, but these people have stayed committed to doing the work and making sure that out of these community meetings, there is action. So, like Tammy said, we got some money in the bank. Shout out to everybody who was a part of that. And with that, when we hop into 2026, you will see Race's plan for taking these key performance indicators and how you all measure success and putting that into action. So we just need y'all to stay tapped in with us. We got the volunteer forms out, right? Okay, so if anybody would like to volunteer, and some of y'all have already signed up. If you already signed up, we got you. But we wanted a paper option for those who didn't do digital. If you want to volunteer with the Race Collective, fill that form out. If you are an organization and you want to collaborate with the Race Collective, fill that form out and we'll be reaching out to you. Let us get through the holidays. Let us get through Christmas. We still working, y'all. But we will be reaching out to form everyone who will be a part of this coalition, and we'll have a meeting where all of our volunteers and all of our community partners will be in the room, and we're gonna get to work in 2026. Thank y'all so much for coming out, and I'm gonna hand it back over to the Councilwoman.
Thank you.
Man, you did not win. First of all, my main man over here ordered this Christmas tree off of Amazon. And anybody that ordered their Christmas tree off of Amazon and got all the pieces with it did not count. So Miss Tiffany Johnson is our winner for the Christmas tree. Yeah. And look, and in some cases, I Googled the picture to make sure that nobody posts nobody's picture from another house, just to see if we post it again. Is any second place winners in here? Did anybody post a tree? Boy, you know how to hustle back there. He didn't post no tree. But I'm gonna keep that little change.
We got another raffle going out. Ticket number 703-191. 703-191. Going once, going twice. New number. New number. 703-213. 70. Same person can't win on the same road.
Oh, I gotta check the ticket.
Okay, y'all, so I want to say thank you to Taisha Jet, and I also want to call her up here. She donated those, but she also has something that she wants to talk about, just really quick, and then we got these last 3 raffles, and then we have Taisha. You want to come up? Taisha had a experience. Give it to Olivia. Taisha had an experience with her son. Okay, so Taisha never left the West End. Okay, she worked through what happened with her son. So she's gonna share that real quick and just give any parents that's in the room just a little hope, you know, to keep going, even if you go through some things with your kids. So,
good afternoon, I'm gonna make it real quick. My name is Taisha Ramsey. I am part of It Takes a Village 502. I live in Russell, the 2300 block of Magazine. July the 9th, 2 years ago, July the 9th, my 12-year-old son was walking to the YMCA on 18th and Broadway with one of his friends to go play basketball. At 1:20 in the afternoon, he was robbed at gunpoint, broad daylight, by 3 kids. My son has never been in trouble. My son is a great pillar of the community. volunteers at our events, her events, any events I might have, she volunteers. They did rob them, took everything they had, just so happy. I attacked my son, so of course when they robbed my son, I reached out to Metro Council immediately.
That's right.
The kids, they were kids. It was two 15-year-olds and their 18-year-old brother. They was caught within 48 hours. I still live in my same home. My son still walks to the YMCA. The community rallied around my son to let my son know it's gonna be okay. You might be spirit in your own community. And to this day, my son still walks to the YMCA. He still walks to the school. He still walks to our Herndon. My family lives in Herndon, so I know that it will live in Herndon. I got some crazy things happen. But us as a community, if we leave, the good ones leave, who's left? So I chose, because I could have left. I chose not to leave. I chose to let my son see, like, the community is going to take care of us. This is going to get handled, and it did. And to this day, these kids right now are locked up. But I just wanted to let people know, like, I'm from here. I was born and raised in the West End. I've been on the 23rd magazine for 20 plus years. I'm not going nowhere. No one's going to run me out of my community. And I just wanted others to know, like, I'm there with y'all. I understand. I get it. But if we leave, who's going to be left? Really though, honestly, everybody got 10 years. They charged them for one engagement because my son and the other little boy were kids. They charged them for the gun. The 18-year-old actually 2 days prior robbed the older lady. They gonna point to the car they was in to rob my son in. So yeah, they didn't get locked up. They did not get out today. You know, from that point on. So you know that's why we do work with you. So we do just because they have it, just because they have it, it's not a deter us from working with you. We still work with you. But you know, there was one instance where I had to let my kids realize like things you have to take for you.
Fellas in the back, yo, give us like 2 minutes. I know I appreciate y'all for sitting this long, but give us like 2 minutes. Let us get through this. And anybody else can go down on the crosstalk. Let us finish it. So this is the route 703-188. 703-188, and it ain't Pooh Man. Okay, they gone. 703-257. 703-257. What y'all looking for? Huh? I don't know. It was not me. Okay, this is the last one. Okay, and another thing, to all my community leaders, organizations, we gotta get more creative about how we get the community in the room. Y'all heard me? Ladies and gentlemen over at the, y'all heard me? Yes, sir. Yo. So, this young lady right here, that came for the Christmas tree thing, it was my creative way of getting in the room. My ladies right here who play bingo, this was my creative way to get them in the room. My guys that do the blue jean dances and all of that, that's how I get the community to engage, because that's how we get along. We don't always come to, you know, forums and speaking engagements. We turn up sometimes, but we got to turn it into something. Right. So, I got one more. 703-260. 703-260. Okay, look, we going, y'all. Here we go. 703-183. 703-183. 703-271. 271. Somebody remember basketball. She said, I don't put back brace. You got your back brace. She don't need okay. Here we go again, y'all. 703-192. 703-192. Okay, Miss Maddie. See them numbers, she got new glasses. Where we at? 703-223. 703-223. We moving. 703-256. Bingo! 256. Bingo! Oh, yeah. Ho. Come on in there. Come on. Okay, men against gun violence. Men against gun violence. Where y'all at? Yeah, they picked up the torch and they got the jet. I think about 3 years ago with the bus stop shooting on Chestnut Street. She started these guys to continue since the YMCA shooting with the young lady in the bus stop.
Okay, we gonna get out of here. I do know really quick that Park Hill has something coming up. What y'all got coming up and what day is it?
Jingle Jam, December the 20th, 1 to 4.
Jingle Jam.
There we go.
Jingle Jam brunch, 1 to 4 at Park Hill Recreation Center on Saturday. Come on out, get you some brunch. Doing total drive as well.
All right. What is it? Oh, hey y'all. Y'all know I'm way out there on Terry Road, right? So y'all know some families out there, right? My Christmas drive, I'm getting toys out there at the Signature Event Space, right out of K Run. Send them out there. What time is it, Olivia? I got so much stuff. 5 to 7:30. We're giving out toys.
All right.
What's that? Oh, Saturday at the Boys and Girls Club. So I got one in Parkland at the Boys and Girls Club. So these kids running around ain't got no Christmas. Please stop inboxing me. Just show up so we can get you. I can't return all the inbox. Just show up to these events and we got you, okay? So it's the Boys and Girls Club. And that's the Signature Inn, and just go on my Facebook page. I got them posted. Okay, anybody can come and get your kids some toys. But also, we have some community leaders that want to speak on just a couple events that they got coming up.
Just really quick, thanks. On this Wednesday, we are asking folks to help us pack the room at the Air Pollution Control Board to hold accountable these companies that are committing violence against us with the chemicals that they're putting out. And so that meeting is going to be from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at 701 East Ormsby. We've distributed some of these, so if you have nothing to do at 10 a.m., the only thing we need are bodies in the rooms. I have free t-shirts, and if you need more information, just email me at rubbertownsteaks@gmail.com.
Also, I just want to remind y'all, I think we kind of, just want to bring a word to you guys in the environment, the pollution down in the West Oakland. So, I recently got involved with that. What I want to announce for breaking the cycle, we got something called Real Men, Real Talk. It's at the Tribe on Wednesday from 6 to 8 o'clock. And it's for men to kind of break the cycle. What this is about is like a safe space for men. Trying to come up and be the man God created us to be, because we are actually failing the whole city, in my opinion. But we're trying to be better men, so, come on out, man, if you got anything going on. We like tea kettles sometimes, we have a lot of stuff in, so we dress everything. We have some therapists online, we're going to have people that everything, suicidal thoughts and anything a man's going through, you might not be able to talk to someone else. Come on out and join us, and we're going to show you some love and some support. Thank you. That's at the Tribe on 3rd Street, right off of from 6 to 8. Thank you. Real Men, Real Talk.
If anyone has the volunteer or partnership papers, bring them up to me, please. You gonna say something in the back?
If you want to volunteer for race, or if you want a partnership with race, whatever that looks like, you have to fill this out and give it back to us before you We're gonna have a meeting with people who want to volunteer, and we're gonna have a park radio to work.
I know that y'all trying to get up out here, sorry, I do have other events, calling the project CTC, up the code, where we give away socks and blankets to the homeless. If you all want to donate, we can come to help. We will be meeting at 10 a.m. At the Delta Foundation building located on 2508 Portland Avenue. Yep. So we will be there. This is going to be Christmas Eve. I don't even know what day it is. If y'all do want to come out and help, you can inbox my mom and Tiffany Galvin on Facebook. I would really appreciate it if anybody could help. And, the location again is going to be the Delta Center located at 2508 Portland Avenue. Thank you. You can inbox my mom and we can link up with you. We can get in front of you. We're doing the contract. Tiffany Galvin. It's going to be from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So at 10 a.m. we are going to meet there and the package and all of that. And then we're going to go out. So we're going to get in the package and we just bring it up. So we're just going to give out socks and stuff. Thank you.
Y'all, that was Christmas Eve at the Delta Center. They are giving away socks and scarves and blankets to the homeless Christmas Eve at the Delta Center. Tiffany Gowdy, Tiff Gowdy on Facebook for that. Okay, last chance for any announcements. All right, y'all be, yes.
If you do nothing else.
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 Stay live.